All right, well, welcome to Strictly Sail Miami. This is Jeff Dreschler with Mainsail News TV. We're once again here with Donald Tofias of W Class Yacht Company. You've got your new boat here in the water. Now, the last time I talked to you, well, say hello first off.
Hi, good morning. Donald Tofias, Newport, Rhode Island, here in Miami.
And glad to be here.
Oh yeah, they had a bad day yesterday, another blizzard.
All right. Now, the last time I talked to you at the Shipyard Cup in August, you didn't really bring up this boat, and I didn't know what was going on. Were you keeping it a secret?
The W37 marketing program is not a secret with Racehorse. It's just that it was in a different place. We had Racehorse out on Martha's Vineyard because we think that our best market in the summer for that boat is, well, Newport, certainly, and the Vineyard in Nantucket. But no, it hasn't been a secret. But we were totally focused on the W76 Wild Horses while we were up in Booth Bay, participating in the Shipyard Cup. Well, you lay over a 180-foot boat, and you probably got 150 feet of water line, which is 3 times our water line on Wild Horses, and they passed us. They were probably going over 20 knots off of Dharmascotta. But that's all right. It's all about having fun in those pursuit races. We call them bucket races, and they're in St. Bart's and Newport and Porto Cervo and Palma Mallorca, and they're a lot of fun. It's nicer when you win, which means you got to get a better start time. But we're working on it.
All right. Well, getting back to your new 37 here, fill me in a little bit on your ideas of the design focus, where you were going with it. Is it the same design focus? Were you looking to fill a little different niche in the market with it?
Well, it took us about 3 years to develop the plans for the W37, working with Steve White, who owns Brooklyn Boat Yard, and also Bob Stevens, who at the time worked at Brooklyn Boat Yard. Now he's got his own separate marine architectural firm in Belfast, Maine. But the idea or the concept behind this boat was that it would be a comfortable day cruiser, as you can see with the sofas in the large cockpit here. So it's a comfortable boat for 6 or 8 people to just go out for the day and sail around the bay. But the real intent for the boat was to build a flat-out, coal-molded wooden race boat. And we take our inspiration from the sandbaggers of the late 1800s and the pilot boats from that same era, and the idea was to build a fast sloop, and we even toyed with the idea of making it gaff rigged with carbon spars, but we ended up with a square top main and small jib, but enormous reaching spinnaker, and also a code 0 that runs on a furler at the very end of that laminated teak bowsprit. So the idea was to build a flat-out racer to be crewed by 4 to 8 people, depending on how much wind there was. And I think we've succeeded. I mean, we stripped away everything that was unnecessary. Everything you're looking at on deck is absolutely necessary to race this boat. But there are no accommodations, there's no toilet, there's no galley.
Bring your own bucket.
I said that to somebody yesterday. Somebody said, where's the head? And I said, every boat deserves a bucket, a wooden bucket.
A wooden bucket, exactly. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned the sandbaggers, because your bowsprit design looks to be quite reminiscent of that style of boat.
Yes. You know, it's interesting. You go around and look at some of the race boats. The J boats, I guess, come to mind first, and they all have bowsprits. Some of them permanent, some of them retractable, and that's worked its way into even the mega yacht boats. Boats like Haterios and some of the newer boats being built at Royal Hoistman. They all have big bowsprits in order to hang their spinnakers and code 0s. The idea for this is that inspiration. The reason they did away with bowsprits, probably the last 60 years, was they got in the way and they were dangerous. They hit people. But now we've decided that we should separate the leading shroud, the headstay, from where we're hanging reaching sails. So we've kind of come full circle in 100 years on sail plans.
Well, I think we've all finally figured out a better purpose to make it worth the obstacle of having the bow spread out there, now that they've developed the purpose for it of being able to tack that bigger downwind head sail onto it.
Well, we do pay a big price at the marinas we visit because they charge us for that extra 6 feet.
If we could just talk them into going back to a waterline length measurement for your dockage.
No, I had that discussion with my friends at the Newport shipyard the other day, and they said, you know, you can't take it off, and we can't put another boat where that 6 feet is. So, no, we're paying for 43 feet here.
All right, now I see you put your full instrumentation panel on here. I mean, it is definitely not just your typical little day sailor. You know, you're definitely fully rigged out to race.
Well, it's a serious boat. I mean, these are Hall carbon spars, the mast and the boom. That's Brooks and Gatehouse full instrumentation on that pod and back of the mast. We've got the full Harkin deck package here, and it is a serious racing boat. Somebody asked me how fast we've been in the boat. In 12 or 13 knots of wind, in perfect sea state, almost flat, inside Cononicut Island, which is Jamestown, Rhode Island. We got this boat to 16 knots a few years ago, with the Code Zero, with the jib, with the full square top main. And the boat is almost flat bottom. It's just got a little curve to the bottom. It's got a fin keel, cast iron, and a lead bulb that looks like a torpedo on the bottom. And it's got a carbon rudder. The boat is a very beautiful coal molded wood, teak, and mahogany inspiration, but underneath all that is a real race boat.
Yeah, it sounds like if you were painting the bottom and looked up, you wouldn't know the difference between this or a Melges or a Far design.
The bottom of this boat looks a lot like a Melges or a Far or a J-boat. Yes, that's true.
All right, great. Well, I wish you the best of luck with this,
thank you
and
very
I hope
much.
to get to go for a sail sometime.
Well, stick around. We'll be sailing out of here, I think, on Tuesday morning, weather permitting.
Well, I'll have to see if I can work that out. All right.
Well, come up to West Palm and sail with us.
That sounds like it might be more possible. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks again.